What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. We are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, so without any further ado, let's get into it. I know earlier today, in my live stream, I was talking about how this move here is pretty significant in the fact that out of this whole range, that we've had so far, this move is the most convincing to me that this could be our bottom. With that being said, I do want to clarify, I still do think that we go lower, and the reason for that is all this move was a lower high and a series of lower highs. What do we do after we have our lower high? We find a lower low. What do we do after the lower high? We find a lower low. What do we do after the lower high? We find a lower low than the low before. So I do think that we're going to go down to find a new low. We might not, and I think it's, because of how significant this candle is in itself, I think it's essential to pay attention to the indicators and to what the charts are telling us, what the price is telling us. If we look at this, if we really, really, really look at this, you can see that this is the biggest candle that we've seen in this whole price range. Since the top, this is the biggest candle we've seen. It's 18.09%. Up here was a 20% candle. Nothing, the closest we got was here at 11%, but nothing really comes close to that at all. Where we are in the price is we're kind of at an area where we found support before, right here, right? And we might be testing previous support as resistance, as we've done, right? This was a previous area that we found resistance on. Well, wouldn't you know it is a previous area we found support on. Previous area right here that we found resistance on, wouldn't you know it is a previous area we found support on. So we could just be doing more of the same. Moves are getting bigger because we came out of the oversold zone, whatever. We had some good news with Grayscale today. Just standard run-of-the-mill volatility, with Bitcoin Cash and the rest of crypto. But what's not exciting, at least for like a bullish standpoint, from a bearish standpoint it is exciting, is that you've got this high here in the RSI, and it's a higher high than these highs, but it's a lower high in price still. That is hidden bearish divergence. Now, it's not confirmed. All this thing needs to do to kind of deconfirm that would be to get a daily close above 238. If we can do that, man, it might be on. And you're not too far away from that. You're about, what is that? It's $11. $11 away. No. 29.38. $19 away. You're $19 away from doing that, and you could go above here and then come back down and close below, but even that would still, even just getting above this price without closing, I think would still be pretty significant, because you'd break out of this kind of lower high structure that you've formed. And again, I do still expect that we could go lower, and we will. I do expect that we go lower than this. My buy order is still set at 145. That's where my biggest buy order is set, and I don't plan on moving it, but I'm prepared to do that if things in the charts change. And we are at a point where it's close enough to do that, but we've been at a point that's close enough to do that several times, and it didn't promote anything, so I'm not about to change that now. We've had a bullish engulfing candle here that promoted nothing. Bullish engulfing candle here that just promoted another lower high, didn't promote anything. Bullish engulfing candle here and nothing. So I'm not too scared of this, though this is a pretty big one in itself. But the volume, if we're looking at this, the volume in itself is lower than this candle here. And if we look at this candle with immensely more volume than what we've seen today, or yesterday technically, it would be about almost 5 hours ago. This candle here was a 6.5% candle, while this one was an 18% candle. You have nearly 3 times the growth with about, that looks like half the volume. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's something fishy there, right? You can see here on the 4 hour, we've got, again, lower volume with this move. I'm not too impressed with it, to be completely fair. But looking at the 4 hour, the RSI does look good. I gotta say, the RSI definitely does look good. You did get very overbought, though, and I would say that if and when we break out of this overbought zone, it will probably be the first of many signs that we are resuming our move to the downside lower. And when I say resuming our move, I do mean a move that will take us below our current low of 165.4. Let's go back out to the daily here and check it out from a top to a bottom perspective. You can see we didn't really go up to the 0.5. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere's land, but that's okay. Let's see here. If we go top to bottom here, again, kind of in the middle of nowhere's land there, kind of in the middle of nowhere's land there. So you don't. These lines are nice to see respect on. It is helpful at times, but you don't need to see 100% respect on them 100% of the time. You know, it's nice to kind of compare it. Sorry, I just got my arm there, but this could be an area where we top off. That's really all I'm trying to say. Looking at the 1 hour, if we check this out on the RSI, I've got all that drawn on there. You can see that we have lower highs in the RSI, and we're actually breaking out of the overbought zone now. And we had higher highs in price. This is bearish divergence. I would expect it at least to take us down to about 210, something like that. Maybe, if not even potentially lower. Sorry, I got myself on accident there. On the 15-minute, you can see we have definite bearish divergence here, severe bearish divergence, a lot of lower highs here, 1, 2, 3, 4 lower highs. That is triple bearish divergence. 1, 2, 3, 4 higher highs. That is triple bullish divergence or bearish divergence there. And I know that there's 4 peaks, but it's still a triple because you need 2 peaks to make 1. So 2 peaks makes 1, 3 peaks makes 2, 4 peaks makes 3. If that makes sense. So this is triple bearish divergence, not to be messed with. At a minimum, I would expect that we see a drop that takes us somewhere around, probably around like 207, 210, something like that. We'll see how we react from there. It wouldn't surprise me if we came down, we bounced up, we formed another lower high in this overall range, and then continued to go down there. We might just shoot straight down from there. We are in a potential area where we could find a big red day that just answers this big green day. You know, Bitcoin Cash likes to do that sometimes, but 18% to the upside, man. I don't know. I feel like what it more likes to do when you have a move like that is it gives it all back, but it takes more time to do it. So maybe it takes 3 days, maybe it takes a week or so, but regardless, you guys, I just wanted the main point of this video that I want to address is that in my live stream I was definitely talking about how this low might be the low now. But even in the live stream, I still said I do expect prices to go lower. I just want to kind of clarify on that yes, this candle is significant to a certain point, but after looking at the volume, after looking at where it is in this overall trend, you know, it's just another lower high here. Especially comparing it to this day, it's just lower volume still, hidden bearish divergence on your RSI. I'm not impressed. I'm definitely not impressed. And it very well could mean something like this, being a big green candle like this, could imply that is as low as we go. But I don't think that we're just going to straight shoot through the roof right here. I do think we're going to have more confirmation before that, you know, and there will be indications in the charts before that to let us know that we're going to go higher. But at the moment, we don't have that, so my automatic bias, my assumption would be that this is just another lower high, as it is. It's another lower high in volume. We have hidden bearish divergence. We are probably going to go lower, and where are we going to go? If you don't know the answer by now, you're probably new to the channel, but from low to high here, I would expect us to go anywhere from around like 150 to 135, somewhere in this sweet spot between the orange and the white line there, where Bitcoin Cash has time and time again found support and resistance. I wonder here, you know, maybe we have an example from top to bottom here. Yeah, you can see resistance right there in the sweet spot. Let's see here. If we go bottom to top here, support right there in the sweet spot as well. I don't know. We can take bigger moves to kind of, because I think the bigger moves are the ones that have it. Oh, this is on Binance, so it doesn't have a whole lot of data. Whatever. Top here to bottom there. You can see resistance right in the sweet spot itself. It's a zone that appears time and time again in Bitcoin Cash. So going somewhere around there, we could go straight. We could go a little bit through the white line. We could even go down to the blue line around 120. And I've been indicating that and like kind of hinting at that more and more on my videos lately. I really do think we could go there, but it's hard to say. For right now, what I feel the most comfortable saying is I think that we've seen the height of this excitement to the upside. I do think we're going to be in the process of resuming our move to the downside. It doesn't have to happen today. It can happen in the coming days, coming weeks. Again, I would expect, just knowing how Bitcoin Cash performs, you get a big move up like this and it gives it all back. It's not going to do it in a day. It'll give it all back over like 3 days, 4 days, a week, you know, something like that. So you can see here, perfect example of where we were resuming the move to the downside, right? You had a bullish engulfing candle. It took 1, 2, 3 days before you actually got below this candle itself. So I guess 2 days, but below this low, 3 days, whatever. Bullish engulfing candle here. You topped off on the next day, and it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days before you actually went below that candle there. So it can take some time. It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might just be 2 or 3 days before we get back below this candle. But when we do give it back. However it happens, whenever we do give it back, I think that we are going to resume our move back down to around this area. That's what I'm expecting. So if you guys liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I appreciate all of you very much. The likes really help. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.